boy, what do we have here? It looks as if we have something from Amazon. So let's get this guy open here. Guess we didn't actually need the knife, but had it just in case. What could be inside, I wonder? It's a long box of some sort. Apparently, it is from Italy, from Savinelli. Could this possibly be? You know, I think it just might be a pipe of some sort. Wonder what it is. Yes, it is a Bing's favorite. Wow. Let's look at this guy. So we've got the Savinelli Smooth Bing's favorite in the style that Bing Crosby so enjoyed. It's got the slight taper in the stem. We also have the golf club marking on there because Bing was such a golfer. So, wow, what a beauty. Let's go try him out. Welcome back to Perkins Pipes and a first smoke with the Savinelli Smooth Bing's favorite. Just sort of takes you back to the classic days of the crooners. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this particular pipe and really why I wanted to add this to my collection. Of course, you've got to be wearing a fedora if you're going to smoke a Bing, I suppose. So this is my first Savinelli. And I wanted to get the Bing's favorite. It's shaped, it's basic billiard shape of the pipe, and it has the kind of long shank, nice long stem here, reminiscent of the kind of pipes that Bing Crosby really favored. Has a little bit of a bend to it at the end of the stem there, and we also have the golf insignia here, the little golf stamp, golf club and golf ball. Now, why am I interested in this? Well, really for two reasons. My dad and my mom. So I got into pipe smoking really not that long ago. And if you look back at some of the other videos on the channel, you can find some information. And I'm going to go back on some of those first two pipes that I found at my dad's. They were a couple of K Woodies when I was cleaning out my parents' house. And while I only have a vague recollection, if at all, really, of my dad smoking a pipe, mostly I remember him smoking cigarettes when I was growing up. I associate those pipes with him. They were his pipes, and I just wanted to try them out. And I did, fell in love with it. And that's really what got me into the pipe hobby. So where does the Bing come in? Well, the Bing comes in for both my dad and my mom. Bing was a known golfer. He loved golf. Those of you who know Bing, know a little bit of your history, you know about the Bing Crosby Pro-Am tournament, and having the golf club and golf ball stamp on the stem here, obviously is a little nod to my dad. But then the fact that it's a Bing at all is really a nod to my mom. My mom actually recently passed away as of the making of this video, not very long ago, at the end of 2023. And she was a huge Bing Crosby fan. She loved her Bing Crosby and Perry Como and all the greats. And in her final days, among the things I would do, sitting with her, singing some of the great hymns to her, reading to her from her Bible, which had so many passages highlighted. I also played from Spotify songs that she would have loved, especially Bing Crosby. Matter of fact, I've got one of her albums here, and this is the Bing Crosby's Greatest Hits. And one of the things you'll notice on the cover of the album, there's Bing, and sure enough, he's posed, his clothes there, posed with a golf club and a pipe. And you can really see the shape of the pipe and the shape of the pipe that I'm holding. And this is one that's got all the classics on it. It has White Christmas, of course, Pistol Packin' Mama, Accentuate the Positive, Don't Fence Me In, Swinging on a Star, just a bunch of Bing's classics. So let's say a little bit about why some of us have enjoyed this hobby, and also a little bit about Bing. So for me, as I said, it started out having found my dad's K Woodies, wanting to give them a try just to see what it was all about. And then I did. I really enjoyed it for myself. But there's something about smoking those two K Woodies in particular that make me think of my dad. And, you know, as our friends and family pass on from this life to the next, it often puts us in mind of, well, the little things. And we often talk about the little things on this channel. We think about the little things, many of us do, as we enjoy a pipe. And you think about all the things, the physical things that pass through a person's hands over the course of their lives. And I think about all the things that pass through my dad's hands. And of all the physical objects, the things that have meant now the most to me, that I, when I see them or touch them, I really, really think of him, would obviously be his two pipes. I have a little tie clip that has the letter P on it, our initial for Perkins. And my dad's golf clubs. Those are the things that really mean something to me. Similar for my mom. It's books for her. It's her Bible and her college dictionary. And we used to use that as I was growing up, always looking up words in the old black dictionary. And so one of the things I think as we enjoy pipes, you know, we sit there and we think about the small things, we think about the little things. What are those things for you that call to mind a friend or a relative? Think about that for a moment while I do a quick relight here. We're grounded to things. And that doesn't mean that things are more important than people. They're not. Of course they're not. But things do remind us of people. They remind us of emotions. They remind us of places and experiences. A lot of people pass down their pipes. We see people purchasing estate pipes online. And there's something about knowing that someone else had the pipe, and especially if you know who had the pipe. It really makes that connection with that person. I'll also say this with regard to the Bing, which by the way is smoking wonderfully. There is a touch of elegance, and we think about that era of Bing Crosby. We think about the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. There was a real classic era, especially in Western culture, when men tended to wear fedoras. By the way, this is, I'm sitting in my garage, I'm wearing my dad's overcoat, which I know for a fact is at least 60 years old. And I will tell you, this thing is fabulous. The lining is fabulous. Fits well. I don't wear this all the time, but I thought I'd wear it for this video. But it was a time of class. There was a time of elegance where people dressed for certain occasions. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. You saw average guys, regular guys walking around wearing a fedora. And there certainly is something about the shape of this classic billiard pipe that contributes to that sense of elegance there. So let's say a word about Bing and his music. Again, looking at the album cover itself shows aspects of Bing that he was into. And there's just something about, if you go to listen to any Bing Crosby songs, I'm going to play a little bit of this album for you at the end of the video. But there was something about Bing's voice. It was just a good, deep, rich man's voice. It was a man's baritone. And it was rich, it was comfortable. Not quite as laid back as Dean Martin. I'm not sure that anybody in the world has ever been quite as laid back as Dean Martin. But it had that relaxed quality to it. It just exuded cool. So that's what I think of when I think of smoking Bing's favorite. I think of Bing, but more importantly, I think of my mom and dad. So we leave you with the words of Malcolm Guite. As always, I do these little things in order at last to do nothing. Or as I would say it in Latin, Parva ago, with tandem, nihil agam. Have a wonderful day.
To accentuate the positive feeling, minus the negative, like charm to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the sea.
To illustrate his last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark?
Man, they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, like charm to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, do not mess with Mr. In Between.